So your Aunt Harriet's going to sell her place in Luton and move in with you?
She hasn't really a place to sell. It's a council house, same as ours, only not so nice. I think that's why she's so keen, apart from the idea of moving to London.
Come on, Louise. No one takes on looking after 4 kids unless they really want to. She must be all right, your aunt.
She's all right, I suppose. She has a good point and she means well, but we're happy as we are. The 4 of us with Mrs. Clements.
Who's she?
The foster mother who's looking after us. We get on all right with how we do, so why can't they just leave us alone?
Lass. Sorry.
Hey, you lot. Isn't that Aunt James's dad? I wonder what's happened now.
Come in, come in.
Thank you.
I don't want to be Janet. I'm very glad you've come to see me. Is there any news?
No.
How's Mrs. Jones taking it? Yes, well, I know how I'd feel if I had a son who went missing.
He's not with relatives. That's been checked. And friends, well, all his friends come from this school. I can't see them harbouring him for this length of time. So he must be out there somewhere fending for himself. Unless... Anyway, what I wanted to say was that when he does come back, we don't want him in G3. We want him in another class away from Mr. Bronson.
I know what you're trying to say, Mr. Jones. But we can't let every pupil have the teacher of his or her own choice. Otherwise, some teachers would have no forms at all. Not because they're not good teachers, but because they don't court popularity.
That's one thing Mr. Bronson could never be accused of.
Maybe not, but as I've said, he is a very good teacher. You won't find a languages department than his in the whole of the borough, I can assure you. And since languages is Anthony's chosen option, well... Even if I were to transfer him from G3, he would still come into regular contact with Mr. Bronson in the classroom.
I hear you managed to move a second-year girl.
Imelda Davis, yes. Well, that was for very different reasons.
I'm not interested in reasons, Mrs. McCluskey. I want my son home. And I want him happy. And if you're not prepared to move him, then I am. To another school.
Fancy v Kennedy. I can't see it, something.
One lap from Mills, remember? Then there's stops to crash. A lot can happen now. It won't just depend on running. What's the matter with her?
You all right?
Yeah.
Look, what is it?
It's nothing.
Must be something. Look, I'll catch you up.
Yeah, see you later.
Come on, tell, mate. I mean, nobody cries for nothing.
It's nothing you can help with, Ted.
Something to do with Zamo, isn't it? Something what Miss Booth said in art. I heard his name mentioned.
She wants me to go with her to see him after school.
Oh. Are you going to go?
No. What good would it do? Me or for him?
Well... don't know, really.
It's not that I don't want to see him, despite what's happened.
No, of course not.
I think about him all the time. I can't seem to forget about him.
Me neither.
I can't face going to see him today. I don't know why, I just can't.
Well, you don't have to. I mean, go when you like. I don't. Jack. Here, use my sleeve. Look, it's no use upsetting yourself. Samo will be all right. He'll pull through. Look, are you feeling any better?
Yeah, thanks.
Good. I was thinking of going to see him myself for the weekend. You could come with me if you want, only if it doesn't upset you or anything. But I thought I'd show my face.
Weekend? When? Saturday or Sunday?
Sunday, I'm doing things Saturday.
I suppose it would be better if it's the 2 of us went. Conversation would probably dry up.
We could even go for a hamburger after, if you're not doing anything.
No, nothing special. You're all right. If you think you can put up with me, try not to make a fool of yourself again.
Oh, you've never done that.
Hello. What's this then? Little old Maguire's tucked up in hospital and you're off with his best mate?
No, she ain't Banksy. Don't go getting ideas.
It's funny. I could have sworn you had your arm around her just...
Yeah, but she was upset.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I'd leave it out.
Kevin, just leave it.
Hear that? She's even worried about you. It's quite touching, Kev.
So he's transferring him to the private sector.
That's what he said, and I think he meant it.
Well, can't we talk him out of it? I mean, this is just down to this Bronson business.
No, not entirely. He said they'd been thinking about it for some time.
So we stand to lose one of our best lads.
Just a moment. He seems very determined. I don't see how we can stop him. Come in. Ah, Mr. Bronson.
I'm sorry to interrupt, Mr. McCluskey. I just popped in to your help with young Kendall this morning. There really is no controlling that boy at times.
There's another one you got your knife into.
Jeff.
You've already driven one lad away from the school. How many more have to go before you realise what you're doing?
Jeff, that's most unfair.
Oh, it's unfair, is it? Well, you try telling that to Jones, if you can find him. See if he thinks it's unfair. A little bird tells me you're going for gold on Friday, Chris.
Eh?
Taking on young Banks in N5. I hear he fancies his chances.
Stephen Banks, yes. He was on about it in my lesson. That'll be interesting.
I'm not running against anyone.
No?
No.
Well, you may not be running against him, but,
Cheryl, are you sure your aunt won't mind me calling at such short notice?
I shouldn't think so. I told you you'd come in. Anyway, it's still our house.
How long's she staying for?
She's only been here a couple of days, planning for her move in. Anybody'd think she'd taken over already.
What have you done with the frying pan? I can't find it anywhere.
There isn't one. I threw it out.
Threw it out?
Hello, Mrs. Dean.
Mrs. Regan from school. I told you she was coming.
Oh, yes. You know, I forgot all about it. Pleased to meet you, Mrs. Regan.
This is my daughter, Laura.
Hello, Laura. Please sit down. Thank you. Sorry about the mess.
I'm sorry to descend on you like this.
Oh, I don't know where I am today. Excuse me.
Hello.
What am I supposed to cook tonight's meal in if there's no frying pan, Cheryl?
Use the grill. That's what I do. It's much healthier.
The grill?
Means you eat less fat.
How am I supposed to grill eggs, eh? Tell me that.
Eggs, you poach them.
Oh, so I mess up a saucepan and the grill pan instead of just one frying pan?
If you don't want to, I've managed up to now.
Well, I've used a frying pan for years and it hasn't done me any harm.
I think it's just one of these modern trends we have to put up with, Mrs. Dean. Still, if I had such a willing helper in the kitchen, I wouldn't say no.
Oh, they're all willing workers. Every one of them.
I'm sure they are. Well, you're going to need plenty of help. When are you moving in properly?
Next Friday, we hope. We've done most of our packing. My husband's got his transfer to Euston Station. He works for British Rail, you see.
Yes, so Louise said. Well, that's one problem solved.
Oh, they'll all be solved come time, Mrs. Regan, once we've moved in.
I'm sure they will. The girls are very lucky to have someone like you around.
Not at all. Now, we're moving here because we want to. Because we're going to enjoy living with them. They're not such a bad bunch. After all, they're my brother's children and I can't see their mother turning up. So we're all going to make the best of it, despite our little differences. Now what's wrong?
I bought this stuff. It's full of sugar. It tells you on the label.